I can't wait to see what you do next.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Rift. I'm your host, Diem Machine. This is my co-host, Revel.
Yo, guys, how's it going?
Today we are joined by Cooper, DMbrandon, and Alakite.
The intro hurt. Oh, Cooper's back. There he is.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, he was gone. Now he's back. He's gone.
What kind of hat is he wearing?
So we've got a great show for you guys tonight.
Yes.
There was a new patch today, new god, server problems, and other awesomeness.
Yes. And if you haven't figured out, this show is all about Smite. Or,
This show is all about Smite, except for the parts that aren't about Smite.
Right. That could be
Right.
about PAX or about
Yes.
just general bitching and moaning.
Oh, yeah.
That also is a topic of tonight's.
And we have everyone's favorite DM Brandon here.
Yes.
And
staring very, very intently into the camera, looking.
Yeah.
I'm not
very
looking at the
tired.
camera. I'm looking at something below the camera.
Well, it looks
so
like my eyes are
if
getting
you
really
guys
good,
in
so
chat
just-
demand it, I have some really great angry DM Brandon videos that I can
Oh
show.
yes. Oh yes. When he threatens
Will
to
you-
lick
will
the
you
camera.
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Get away from me! Ah! Oh, nobody. We all just get to love the angry DM Brandon face. You're such an angry little man. It's great.
Yes.
Great.
All right, so, wow, this is our first Beyond the Rift since PAX, and that was fucking
Beyond the
awesome.
River Styx.
Beyond the River Styx. You know, I don't even know where I am anymore. But,
Nope.
Wait, is it really called Beyond the River Styx now?
yes.
It's so
Why?
sad. Like it had sentimental value being named.
Wait, why is it called that?
It's more smitey, less rifty.
I don't get it.
Okay.
I
Do you know what the River Styx is?
I think
No,
our
I do,
name is
but,
like
like-
up here, and DM's like mythology levels like down here.
No, I understand it, but like I don't understand why the name changed. I like the name Beyond the Rift. It was really catchy. Beyond the River Styx is just a mouthful.
Well,
Well,
we have to
thank
go
you very
back.
much.
Who knows?
Hey, it's our show. We can change it to whatever
we can change
want.
it as freaking often as we feel like it. Anyway, continuing on. So, I guess we'll talk about the patch and see if Bart likes to join us a little later when we
Yes,
get into
Bart
the
should be
PAX
joining us.
discussion.
It was great.
It was fun.
PAX or the patch?
Because
Because I've been playing this guy who auto attacks really fast, and
Yes.
I'm kind of having a lot of fun because he has like 3 escape abilities. So
yes, he does. He has that
Bring
lovely
it on.
stun, the
Bring it
dash and
on.
knock people,
that's all I have to say.
and the just general clearing wave, and then he runs away from everything forever. I tried to chase him once, and he ran into his spawn. It
All right,
was
all right.
great.
Oh, I remember that.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and point this out. If you go down his abilities list, it goes Audacity, So Beautiful, Serenade, the moves across the sky. They all kind of like flow together really in a really neat way. Whoa, this
Yes.
image I like.
Oh yeah, it's a nice image.
Why did we just get it now?
Because I'm lazy. Continue.
Okay, so
I'm feeling it's
Cooper,
about me.
Brandon, Alakite,
Yes.
how are you guys liking the patch?
Well, the time that I was able to play it when the servers weren't down
Right,
was
right.
pretty good.
Pretty good, huh? That's what you're gonna give me.
Without going in detail, yeah.
You know, I'm playing Apollo right now.
Of
For
course
the
you
first
are.
time.
Could you just have you ever been on Beyond the Rift without actually playing at the same time?
No,
No.
because it's actively testing the new god.
Ugh.
So
That's why you're
And then
I've
people
done
wonder why you
Just
never say
super
anything.
ADHD.
Yeah. Why doesn't Cooper ever say anything? Oh, because he's
Question
not
answered.
actually here.
Yeah, because he just plays games all night.
So Apollo seems to be really awesome. Like when he finally gets his proc for his attack speed, it's 100% attack speed increase, and so time it right, and you can use that to burn down somebody.
So, Diem Brandon, since I have these 2 guys who refuse to go into any details about the patch, what do you think?
I got completely cut off.
Yeah.
We don't care.
You're playing.
You didn't
just-
get
you're just
cut off. You
watched.
said, and then
What
you
did-
ended.
Yeah.
So I played him this morning. I put like 2 or 3 games in. I actually got matched up with Key one time. Key was on my team. We did pretty well, but honestly, he's a little underwhelming right now. I think his 1 is great. He has good range. It's easy to hit. The damage is there. The 2, me and Shing were talking about this a little bit. We don't know why someone who should be at max range all the time has an attack that is basically a melee. And this is the what is it? What is the second one called? Serenade.
Serenade.
Yeah.
Serenade. Yeah.
Yep.
Where anyone around him gets mesmerized for a few seconds. I mean, I like the idea, but with the fact that it's a mesmerize, it's a little rough because there's so much AOE damage coming out from team fights. It's such a niche move that I didn't feel myself using it a lot, except to just get one like half of an extra auto attack in on someone like Odin, who is shredding me anyway. The moves where he slides forward on his knees and does a little bit of a knockback is pretty cool in lane if you're chasing down. Otherwise, it's just kind of like a really kind of weak escape move. But I found between his passive and his one, there was a lot of damage coming out. There's a lot of potential, especially like I was trying to maybe like poke up to 9 hits with my Audacity and then get the 10th and then immediately moves in towards like a Ra and then just try to burn him down with my auto attacks. And if I didn't quite get him with the last one, I would cancel the last one into my 1 and hopefully that would kill him, and it usually didn't. As for the ult is pretty cool, but I think it needs something. I feel like it's really hard to land on people who are paying even the slightest bit of attention because it's slower than Thor's ult, and the startup is so big that by the time you're up in the air, you're usually either killed or it's irrelevant. So I don't know. I don't like the ult. I think the 1 is good. I think the passive is absolutely amazing. I think the 2 is pretty niche, and I don't really like the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that his ult had a really high lead up time. I'm like, it felt
really,
just
really hot.
like maybe what, like half a second too long, almost fourth of a second too long, just a little bit
More
too
like
long.
2 seconds too long.
And well, because Thor has his build up too, and I mean I understand these things. You don't want to give him like a perfect escape, but I mean,
Do you think
Well,
giving him a
at
bit of
the same
a range?
point, like Freya has more damage than him outright, and she has
Your
a
next
much
coup.
better escape that's going to be doing a ton of damage. I mean, the small amount of knockback that you're getting when you use the ultimate, I mean, it's really not worth it. Generally, I just use it if I like ran into the jungle and maybe tried to gank, but even then, if like I said, if there's any semblance of paying attention going on, you're not going to hit it.
what were you saying, Coop?
I was saying, do you think adding movability to his actual circle would fix that? Whereas now it's just it's stationary and you have to land it perfectly. If you gave it a little bit of Thor's mechanics, would that fix it?
Oh, that would be hard to. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Where because right now it's like Vamana's thing. It's a stationary target, and you move
Right, you
based on
can't
where
aim
you
it.
aim, and you can't aim it
Closer under you.
like close under you, around like that. I don't know how it would work with our control scheme to be able to separate those. I mean, you'd have to do like WASD with constant forward movement.
No, I mean you could just have the up and down slider, so that way you can go directly down. Because that's one thing I noticed. If you want to keep from getting hit by him, be as close to him as possible when he starts.
Yeah,
And then just try to keep near him. Then he can't turn around on you. At least that was the problem I had trying to hit people too.
yeah.
Try it, Cooper. See what happens. Since you're playing, you jackass.
Yeah, whenever Cooper's face is red, that means he's playing.
Yeah, and he's wasted.
So
Or
Feaster
he's
Bunny.
losing.
Feaster Bunny!
Oh, God,
we
I love
got
my
the
Feaster
Feaster
Bunny
Bunny!
skin.
Yay, for Easter Bunny! Just in time for Easter.
That was so
I
great.
love it.
It's
I
great.
love it.
It's
Like-
what nightmares are made of.
Oh, so good. Because how many months ago did I see that skin? Like people
like
talking
last
about?
month.
Was it last month?
It
2 months
was
ago?
actually this month because I showed it on our first episode of the community show, and that was like 3 weeks ago.
So good.
It is.
Yeah.
And
I was like, these guys, Feaster Bunny.
the
Great.
dev who did the artwork for it was like, I love this. I'm doing it whether they're paying me or not. Like, I will do this at home as a personal project and put it in later if I have to. And they ended up doing it anyway. So that was just like super awesome. Everybody's very happy about that one. Hopefully the next one we'll see was the Transformer Guan Yu, who is like
What?
the robot Guan Yu.
What?
What?
I haven't seen. Oh, you're talking about.
They're gonna
the,
steal
that-
all my
that-
monies.
I'm serious. Yeah, I need somebody in chat to find
Your
it from
art is
last
too
week.
good.
Yes. It was very
That was
good.
a while ago.
Oh, Transformer Guan Yu. This.
Yeah.
Like when he ults, does he
I don't
Oh.
know. That'd be awesome.
This is so great.
The ult, he like switches formation. He's like turns into a car and smacks down. He turns into
Yeah.
a motorcycle and smacks down. And he finally turns into an airplane and hits you over the face.
I can't. Is this like real? Is this like a data mine thing?
Yeah.
No, it's not a data mine. It was
Oh.
we found the skin, or we found the.
Yes, it was a data mine thing.
No, it wasn't.
No.
No,
you just
listen
found
to
the
me.
skin.
We found the picture on the interwebs of a real statue in Japan, I believe, or he's Chinese, isn't he? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it was in China where they have this built
Gundam
like
statue.
a real statue that's like 3 stories tall. That is an actually
Gundam.
large Guan Yu.
Guan Yu or Gundam?
It is Guan Yu. Will you stop interrupting me? I know what I'm talking about. I've done showed it off twice, and yeah, it's pretty baller.
That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. A 3-story Guan Yu.
Let's just look that up while you take it.
So there's been a lot of while he's looking for that. What stuff about the patch notes? Like, there's a lot of just little things that have been tweaked
Just
and changed.
little things.
There it is.
What about portals? Can we talk about portals?
Yes, let's talk about portals.
Well, before we move on, I have the picture of the Guan Yu, so here it is.
oh my god, this is awesome.
Let's just do this. This is the Guan Yu.
Yes.
If you watch on the stream, he looks like he was made out of a truck.
Yeah, or
some
several
sort.
trucks.
Yeah, and as you see there, it's amazing. And so Duke was looking at that, and he's like, "Oh, dude, that's so awesome! I want that skin."
That is,
I mean,
super cool.
it is super cool, and it's super actually real, which makes it even cooler.
Wow. New Smite skin. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
This shit will happen. Raw.
raw. All right. So, like, they have a ginormous amount of general fixes.
Yeah. Fixes, like tweaks.
Yeah, tweaks,
Uh,
bug fixes, and stuff like that, and then they start it up, and it still doesn't work. It's like, no, servers, no thank you, I do not like this.
It's all good. I've been having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
too.
shit happens.
Yes, it does. Shit happeneth, then shit stayeth away.
Oh god. Ooh, I know what we can do.
What?
No, never mind. We'll do
What
that
are you
later.
doing?
No, don't
So-
worry.
Whatever happened to portals?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
portals.
we'll go down to portals.
Portals. There we go.
I saw one person use a portal. And I think he did it accidentally.
Because
not
it
sure.
sucks ass. That's why. Is because it sucks ass.
So explain why it sucks so hard, Alakite, and then
Well,
Brandon will
because
argue with you about that.
It's only one person. Like, what real use is there for one person with it? I mean,
Really?
if it was like a team, you could maybe pull some cool fire giant plays or something. But one
Town hall?
person, I don't know. There's really not that
Warp?
cool stuff you can do with one person going through it, and you can kill it in like 2 shots. So
Yeah.
You can kill it? I didn't even know it was targetable.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
pretty
is.
kill it.
If you find it, you can kill
You can
it.
kill it before it even
that's
pops.
a shame.
Why is
Yeah.
that a shame? You don't think that should be a possibility?
I mean, like, no. I didn't know it was killable. I kind of liked it up until he said that. I didn't even know that. I never tried to attack it. I saw the enemy one. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just camp here for a second. Never even, like, thought. I'm like, maybe I can kill this. Because when have you ever been able to kill portals except for TF2?
TF2.
TF2. So, yeah.
Yeah, just TF2.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting move to make them killable. Like, the idea of the portals, especially if you're mid lane, it can allow you some pretty awesome options, especially early game. Because the cooldown is on the portal dropping, not the portal being used. So you can, like, when you get out in lane, you can put it somewhere, and then when you're really low, you can back, buy, refresh, and go right through the portal, and you're gone like 10 seconds from lane, if that. So
oh, I didn't think about it like that.
yeah, you have a lot more options as far as like not losing
The lane.
ground or lane. Basically, you can portal and back before a minion wave, in between minion wave spawns,
Oh, of
without
course.
any issue whatsoever.
You can
Is it
probably
magic immune, or is it just because I haven't tried to attack it with like
Spells?
a spell?
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I can't imagine
doubt
it would
is.
be.
I think you could land some bombs on it.
'Cause I don't think it'd be too bad if you could, put it mid lane and then, keep it in like the back of the tower. Otherwise, people could just throw a bomb or throw a long range attack in there and kill your portal.
Oh sure. Yeah, I mean it's a really interesting option item. I hope they don't just get rid of it immediately, because it gives a lot of options for early gameplay and a lot of really cool stuff you could do late game, because your other players can use the portal. Like, someone goes back, you pop your portal, they're there with you now. They don't have to run all the way up or whatever.
It's got a pretty decent cast time too. So
Yeah, it
It's
takes
not
a few
like,
seconds. It's not,
portal.
yeah.
So you got to
So,
actually stop and
I think
channel
it needs a little tweaking, but I think it'd be cool. The downside is there's a lot of other really good actives. So, I don't know. What do you think, Brandon Goover?
I
Well,
don't know.
Brandon didn't even know the portal was killable, so
Yeah, I don't have enough experience with it. There was only one bot within the 3 games I played this morning after the patch before the
Yeah.
servers went down and I went to work all day. So I don't know. I'm going to withhold my opinion until I have a little more information just because, like, I don't know. I don't want to just say it's going to be bad and have people not buy it and, like, destroy the metagame that could increase around it. Or say, like, it's overpowered and have all these Randys start picking it up because I said that. Like, it's just, there's nothing for me to gain here.
Diem
You don't even
Brandon
know.
has a feeling he has a lot of power.
yeah.
you don't even know how many Freyas have been in like everything now, and
Oh
they
my
all
God.
start the
Pon
Vampiric
Frey,
Shroud
Frey.
Death Toll, and I'm like, you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can do it, but it's like
Yeah.
you're not Pon.
Let's see. Height of the Neiman Lion now reflects magic damage, so that's pretty awesome. Which, because a lot of the people got it were magic carries, and them reflecting physical, But now that they have magic pen, and most of them have voice stone, so unless
Did
the
you
other,
just say most of them who buy it are magic carries?
a lot of them are. A lot of magic carries buy it. Like if you're facing a Loki or someone else that can just pop and kill you, that shit
Okay.
saves your ass.
Just saying. You said most. I think the tanks, buy the item.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but you don't want tanks to not be focused because the whole point would be to get them to attack the tank and waste their time versus.
Well, I'm not
killing
saying
the
most of
carry.
the people that buy it are magic carries.
That would
I'm
be the
saying most of
theoretical
magic carries buy it.
perspective.
Well, some do. Some don't.
Brandon, how are we wrong? And tell us we're scumbags.
Odin is godlike. And now you can't even build a bunch of defense against him in jousts and then not get that shit reflected into your face. Like, this is awesome. His only bad matchup was on her, and now he just wins that instantly because what are you gonna build magic defense against Odin?
Yeah.
Yeah, making jousts better for many children since 2013.
Yes.
My jousting with Odin, I've only lost one game. It's like 37-1, and it was to an on her. And the only other game that was ever even close was against on her, which was actually 2 times. Well, actually, Spoo got me pretty close with Vulcan, but that's neither here nor there. But the Nemean Lion is always your go-to once on her starts getting fed. And now that it's reflecting like magical damage, it's just going to shred him, which is great. As for competitive play, in terms of like conquest and everything else, it's I don't know. It's going to be weird because you have it. I'd say most of the time you're seeing those things built on your front lines. I mean, sometimes you'll see it on a Ra or maybe a Poseidon or a Hebo, someone who has to get kind of close to the fight. You're not going to really see it on Ao Kwang or someone like him, but you're going to see it a lot on Guan Yu. I mean, you see it a lot on Odin. So I don't know. I'd like to see a little bit of the numbers before we go on, but I think it's a buff for the item, which it really didn't need. But I think it's going to be a positive thing for Nemean.
I saw that. I was like, this is gonna be fun. I can't wait to see how it goes. It's one of those things that could be really strong, and then when you do it in reality, it's like, eh.
Nubs also, that's not an Alienware headset. If it's the one from PAX, it's Turtle Beach.
Yeah.
Is that the one from PAX, Brandon?
What?
The
No,
headset?
it's not.
Mine?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
This headset is older than God.
Okay, good. Glad we...
By the way,
clarified
if
that.
anyone out there has some Astros they don't want, I am taking donations on Astros. I like Astros, and I would like
Okay.
to have them, and I would like to not spend any money on them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like everybody else. Yes.
Well,
Right,
they're only like
right.
$250. Not
Yeah,
that
I'll
bad.
take
Not that bad.
Yeah, I went and looked at those like Turtle Beaches, and they were like that kind of price, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, what?
What
Wow.
at the end of PAX, this guy was walking around. These people from Logitech, and they were really cool, and they were just handing out mice, and that was great
What?
because my mouse has been broken forever. I haven't had a right click in like 6 months. I've rebound everything to thumb button. So as soon as I get unlazy enough to hook that thing up, I will have a right click again. But me and Lionheart are like, wait, if we're that cool, maybe we can get some other stuff. So we go over to the Astro booth to like flirt a little bit with the guy. And
Ooh.
we go up, we got to do what you got to do. And we're like, we really love your headsets. We had some issues with other headsets. And I just think it would be, just in the future, I would love to maybe try to use your products instead. And we thought for a second, like, maybe he's going to hook us up. And he, like, reaches down in this drawer. And he's, like, pulling it open. Me and Lionheart are like, oh, my God. He's going to give it. And he gives us his business card. And we're like, thank you. No, he's a
build
really
up,
cool
build
guy. And I'm
Here it
excited
is to
to talk to
purchase
him again in
things.
the future. But was really hoping I was going to get a pair of those shoes. I mean, that thing's like $300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I wonder what it is with his like employee discount and like how much they actually cost to
Probably
make.
like $240.
Yeah.
Probably. Probably.
Good time.
Did we have a caller that wanted to call about the portals?
Yeah. Did anyone want to call? You can call us right here at
Smite
Smite Talk. So if you have any questions or comments
and
or whatever, or you want to talk to Diem,
I'm Calm Bro. Sorry, this is the Turtle Beach X11s. I've had them for a very long time. I love them. I love them.
So what did you think of those compared to the one Turtle Beaches that we had at the convention?
You know, Turtle Beach is getting a lot of heat. Honestly, the problem was the techs. The two people that were working the booth did not hook the things up correctly, which is a lot of people actually told us like, "Oh, you were stalling round one for Root." I just want to get that out of the case. That is or out of the way. That is not the case. I don't like Shing. I would have DQ'd him in a second. It would be awesome. The sound techs for Turtle Beach had an insanely hard time hooking these headsets up to our stream. For some reason, we didn't understand it. But once they were hooked up and actually working, they were great. I still probably would have preferred my own headset, but we needed something that really had strong noise canceling, and it did. I mean, if
they really did. They really
at
did.
home. I mean, you guys heard a lot of stuff in the background, but if you were there and you heard all the stuff that was happening, you would be really surprised that the people at home only heard what they heard. It was actually really impressive. So not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, they're very expensive. They're like $270, but like, it's definitely not a bad purchase.
in the vids.
Yeah, well,
that
here's just a sample of the noise that was going on. This is like us just recording these guys while they're playing.
That's not even bad at all. Like,
it sounds better than it actually is.
When you were there, there's nothing that you can even compare. Like, the distortion was so bad on it, especially when they played the freaking
yes, I chose this
Man of
video.
War video.
It was the random one I grabbed.
Yeah, I have some other videos where I'm trying to like talk to the guys right next to them, and nothing. They can't hear me at all.
Yeah, dude, that Man of War video was so distorted, you couldn't hear anything. You had to like yell at a person next to you.
Yeah, it was very bad in that regard.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's a great song, and it was
Yeah.
a pretty good video that they need to redo, but it was loud.
loud
it hurt
as
my
hell.
ears.
I mean, by the day one, we were all like hoarse because we kept yelling at each other to, get anything across. Was that why Bart didn't cast the second day, or is the third day? Because I know
Casted all 3 days.
you did.
Oh, yeah.
All three of us casted all 3 days. We were trying to give each other breaks as much as possible to ensure that our voices would be kept for the weekend, because aside from casting, and we had to cast extremely loudly over the background noise to ensure that our levels were low enough that other people weren't hearing everything.
Yeah.
Also, just talking to each other in the venue was very difficult with all the noise. I mean, we were in a booth worth $600,000 apparently, or maybe more, and with that, we needed to make sure that all of the attention was being brought to the booth, which we did a good job of. I mean, we got a lot of people come through, tried out Smite. I mean, we also had Injustice in the booth as well, which was great for me because that was like one of the games I really wanted to play. So having that on deck was wonderful.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Injustice is great. I can't even wait for next month. But I don't know. We had Bart. Yeah, Bart definitely casted all 3 days.
Okay.
I know
Yeah,
Lionheart was having streaming.
I know the greatest time I had was whenever somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be, and you had to figure that out. And you just like flip, like when Root disappeared that first time, and where the find those assholes right now. Oh, that was great. I wish I had it on
Pretty
video.
entertaining.
It was priceless.
I think the only part, a lot of it's just a big blur because I didn't sleep very much. The only part I remember yelling about Root is I went up to Drew, or I went up to Lassus, and I'm like, where are Jerb and Allied? And he's like, they're out smoking. I'm like, smoking is going to effectively kill someone today. They don't get their asses back here. But yeah, there was a lot of screaming.
Yes, there was a lot of screaming.
Yes.
I'll load up the
It was really rough because at the last minute, Nabil's like, by the way, you can't use Skype because we're going to get DDoS, so good luck. I'm like, okay.
I don't know what.
Oh yeah. He's
So
like,
how
if
do-
anyone opens
Was it
Skype,
the end
I'm
of
Yeah.
Yeah, he said something about I wouldn't having balls anymore.
Yeah, I was like, if anyone
Don't
opens
show
Skype,
that. Like, no.
which
And
if-
then I think Doom Princess is like, well, I'm good.
Is that the one
Who wants to
with the
Skype?
well, yeah, like if you met the guy in person. Oh my gosh, he's freaking.
He's huge.
That guy is huge.
Nabil, yeah, he's
Yeah, I think
giant.
he broke my rib.
He's a big guy. Like, who was he? He was just lifting. Was it Lassie's? Was he like lifting Lassie's up? And
Yes, easily.
All right.
and Lassie's is a huge dude too. Like, he's a pretty big guy. So
Yeah. We got here a video. Oh shit. All right. Go ahead and turn on the volume on this one. Nope, that would not. All right. Diem Brandon. There we go. Yeah. Angry. Yeah.
I'm gonna lick my finger. I'm gonna lick it straight.
You guys are lucky, and I was in a pretty good mood, or I would have threw that camera across the goddamn venue.
Oh, that was good.
Honestly, if Demon Machine didn't help out with this, with everything as much as he did, I would have threw that camera into the netherworld.
So I hope
Beyond the
I actually
rivers.
helped you like not go crazy
It was
like
very
that
low.
weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of last minute bumps there. We didn't really have a lot of time to plan, and there were two people that were supposed to help me with things, and at the very last minute, both of them backed out. One of which was supposed to be online, and I got pretty screwed. A lot of that whole why aren't there no admins? Why isn't there someone? Well, without naming anyone, there was supposed to be someone, and that person didn't care to talk to any of you. And I'm very sorry about that. And next time in the future, I'll personally be making the decision for who to bring, and I will assure that person does not leave their computer or your sides ever. So I take responsibility. I mean, originally it wasn't really my call. At the end it was, and it was someone I'm not 100% familiar with, and I wanted to make sure that this person got their chance. But it is what it is. Most things went off without a hitch, so thanks to mainly Demon Machine. I mean, he did a lot of work helping me contact you guys. So, and Reddit. Shout out to Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reddit.
And then shout out to all the hate on Reddit. Reddit was a great tool and the worst nightmare all at the same time.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was.
That's funny.
Well, that's just kind of how Reddit works in general. It's either your best friend or your worst nightmare when you're trying to get, stuff across.
Yeah, it was. A lot of it was log into Smite and spam people in the game. Like, it was, I found out that BLG was supposed to be playing at 10:45, so I'm like, oh shit. And
Yeah, we
get
were
a hold
like,
of Sturmies, everybody's not there, and I get on Skype from the hotel. I ran back to the hotel and got my laptop or my tablet and got on the Skype, and I was like, find the guys and tell them to get on immediately. Goodbye. And then I left. And so I was like, please get on, please get on, please get on, please get on.
and they did.
And finally they showed up. I was like, yes! Success.
Success.
Yes, they had the advantage because I was there.
Yeah. And
But then they ended up getting disconnected and crapped on. Oh, sad face. Thankfully, the venue didn't have a problem with that. So that worked out well. No DCing from the venue. Or
Yeah,
people
no
getting
crazy bad stuff happened.
all I wanted to see was Nabil see somebody on Skype and watch him break them in half.
It would have been entertaining.
that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do we want to talk about this more now, or?
I don't know if Bart's going to show up. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows with the Bart?
I mean, what else do we have to talk about? I mean,
we can go. What other changes in the patch happened that you guys thought were?
yeah. What does our stream want to hear? Like, you guys are watching us. What do you want to hear about? Because I'm curious. After this past week, after all the goings on, after the tournaments, I think Curse won again tonight in the show match versus
Yep.
Root.
I
So
believe they
I
did.
think they can safely say they're the #1 Smite team right now.
Yep.
Shout out to my to both those teams. They're really great.
Yep.
So, what do you guys want to hear about?
She wants to hear DM right click.
Yeah, I know.
Damn right.
Everyone wants to hear DM right click.
It's true. It's very
It is.
important.
So how did you think it went off, DM?
The tournament itself, I mean, given what was given, I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat either way.
Yeah.
Because that's what TOs do. They run the best they can, and then everyone who didn't have an exact perfect chance is just going to hate you for the rest of your life. And I've been dealing with that for 10 years, so it's not a big deal.
I'll
The
go
tournament as a whole went off great. The two main problems was that the schedule wasn't posted. Now, I'm doing an interview with another person that'll be posted later this week, but I've already written that the schedule should have been posted. I sent it out to Bart early, and Bart sent it along as well. But there was a miscommunication. No one actually ever said go and post it. So like Bart didn't know if it was finalized, and then I didn't know if they were going to post it without me having to tell them, because I don't work for Hi-Rez, so it's still a little awkward when I have to email someone and be like, hey, I need you to like fucking do this.
Yeah. They told me to tell you to do this, so do this. But
right. I mean, that's awkward. I don't want to overstep my bounds. I don't want to step on any toes. So honestly, it was probably my fault, because I probably should have said like this needs to be posted on this exact day. Because up until this point, I had been very specific about what I wanted, and they had been very not lenient, but accepting of what I wanted. Anytime I really wanted anything, they gave it to me. Like I wanted to show Apollo. I knew Apollo was coming out, and I'm saying, like, we need to show a god on Saturday. I think it's going to be really cool. We're going to have a lot of new viewers. I want to show something to show that we're supporting the game as much as possible and giving people peaks and things like that. And I think that's a good niche we need to fill, because when you think of League, they already have enough content out to where they would never need to update again. But then you have Han and Dota that, like, are basically closed off from their community completely and just have people play the game. So I think if we fill that niche of telling people every single little thing that's cute, like, people will be excited. So I'm like, give me Apollo, and they basically told me to go fuck myself for 2 weeks until the day before the tournament. They're like, you can have them. I'm like, yay, all right, I'll do the schedule again. But then 1:40 in the morning, Bart calls me. He goes, everyone thinks they're playing at 4 because Twitch posted that the tournament starts at 4 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, good. I'm going to go back to bed. And he's like, no, you're going to stay up and fix this. I'm like, I don't have a computer. And he's like, I don't care. You're going to get up and fix this. So I got up and I posted on Reddit, and I went on Smite on my phone, and I talked to every single person that I could, and I tried to get in contact. But I mean, at that point, it was pretty rough. So that was a little bit rough. And of course, the DQ, a lot of people aren't thrilled about, but it has to be done. I've actually talked to SK. I went through the footage a couple hundred times to make sure that the call I made is right, and I'm definitely sticking with it. Putting in the same spot, getting put in the same spot again, knowing what I know, I still would have done it.
Absolutely.
Sayo was not feeling well. And that sucks. And I feel like shit that it happened because he was sick. But he took breaks without informing me. And all he would have to have done is either message me in game or message me on Mumble. And I was available on both. I was in game. I was ready to go. And he didn't. And when I went back the second time to find him, because the first time he wasn't there, I couldn't contact him. And I don't have anyone added in game besides Sayo. So what happened was I told everyone to be on Mumble. And the only person on Mumble was Sayo. Mm-hmm. And when he didn't answer me, I'm like, what do I do here? So then I waited 10 more minutes. They finally got back. They did their picks and their bans. And now they're trying to get into the game. And they're stalling. Finally, they joined queue after a few minutes. And what happened was GetFit's client crashed. Now, when I first talked to Sayo, he told me the computer crashed, which is a very big difference. Because in my mind now, a computer crash is your fault.
Yeah.
A client crash is more our fault. So his computer crashes, and they're like, but he can be ready in 2 minutes. I'm like, he would have been ready 7 minutes ago if you didn't take the break to begin with without asking me.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Like, if you were there to begin with, you would have found this computer problem earlier. Now, if he would have told me originally that it was a client crash, I don't know that I would have issued the DQ, because, I mean, that's the game's fault. Yeah. But what he told me, and no one was there to correct him, because I told all the teams they need to be in Mumble as a whole. The only team I told that they didn't have to be in Mumble was the Copenhagen Wolves, because I have all of them on my friends list on in-game. Or at least I have like 3 or 4 of them, enough for them to contact me. And Spoo was worried about DDoS. And I understand that. I mean, it didn't happen through the client, but I understand I don't want him to play badly, because at the risk of him thinking he's going to get DDoS. But I told everyone else they need to be in there. I mean, I had all of RG. I mean, there was 3 members of Root in there, and they were sitting right in front of me. Mm-hmm. So at the end, once we hit a certain point, because we had a schedule, and I'll get into that next. We had to DQ them. And I mean, before I did it, I said to Bart, like, we're this far behind. I think I should DQ them. And he goes, you do what you think is best. And I went for it. And all of HiRez backed my decision on that one. Now, as for the schedule, and this is why people, I think, don't really understand why this was so difficult. Because there's only an 8-man tournament, and you're right. There's 2 things to consider. This was 2 out of 3 double elim, which doesn't really happen in Smite. So that effectively triples, even quadruples the amount of games played in the normal tournament. Granted, only 8 teams.
Right.
The issue here is that every day, the tournament had to be done by 6 p.m. Once 6 p.m. hits, Twitch TV just goes, and the stream turns off. That's it. 6 p.m. has to be over. Nabil told me I cannot go 1 minute over 6 p.m. If you watch the casts, both Friday and Saturday ended at precisely 6 p.m. Thanks to some luck with
Luck.
Curse dominating Root in winners finals. Sorry, buddies. And I guess just decent scheduling by me. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one. I got pretty lucky by casting game 2 of 2 sets instead of game 1 and game 2 of 2 sets, which caught us back up after the fiasco with the sound for the first 2 hours. Again,
that was
not
pretty
waiting
awful.
for Root. I would have DQ'd them. I don't care if they drove there. It's not my problem. But what made this so difficult is that I had to have content from 4 to 6, because if you look at the schedule that Twitch posted, Twitch said we're doing this at 8 and this in 6 and this in 4 and at 3 we're going to have Siglamec find stars all over the goddamn world. But at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. we're going to have a Smite tournament and you're going to fucking watch it. And the problem here was that I had to have content from 4 to 6 and it had to end by 6. I had to start by 4 and end by 6. And that is a logistical goddamn nightmare. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Never in the history of the world has a tournament been demanded to have this much done in this amount of time precisely with a MOBA. It's not possible to figure out a schedule to do this. And when I first presented my schedule for Hi-Rez, which is the one that we used, barring these sound issues, I said to them, I'm like, there is no feasible way that I could prove that this tournament will play out this way. It would have to be a complete stomp for it to happen. Granted, it did work out that way, but I did plan for a lot of contingencies. Going into the SK and Reason game, I knew that things were going to get a little more rough towards the end in terms of how long matches were going to take. I gave that set 3 hours.
Wow.
It was 2 hours and 50 minutes in, and they were still not started into game 3. And that's what really took me, is because, people said, oh, there's only 8 teams, you should have done better. But when I give 2 teams 3 hours to finish the set and they can't do it, I mean, I don't know what I have to do. The problem really came down to Sayo being sick, and it really sucks that I had to DQ them like this, because a lot of Smite teams are so used to the Curse events and the My Revenge events where they have all night.
Yeah.
Like, you could take a 3-hour break.
Yeah,
It wouldn't matter.
sure.
No one has to go
Absolutely.
anywhere. But at 6 o'clock, that venue closes, and, Pax enforcers come around to start giving people the boot. They have to kick Root and Curse out of there. We don't have
they
badges for them to
literally
stick
kick them
around.
out.
They literally kick people out. I mean, I got kicked out Thursday night because I didn't have my badge on. And I'm like, Nabil's walking around with my badge. I'm helping him look for the container with all our servers in it that's missing. And the guy's like, I don't give a fuck. Go find some clam chowder to eat. And me and Brandon are like, yeah, I could use some clam chowder. I'll eat that stuff. So, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. So, at the end of the day, it went down very, very well. As a tournament organizer, it's extremely important to me, and I wrote this in an interview, that every single person who attends my events has a good time. But it's not always going to happen. I mean, I had to DQ somebody at Apex 2012, and he's actually one of my favorite players, one of the most inspiring players for me in Marvel. And I had to DQ him because he was 3 minutes late. And it sucks, and they rage, and they scream at you, and then all the fans come out and they back them. And as a TO, you basically just have to sit there and hold that shit. So I'm holding that shit. To SK, I'm sorry that I had to DQ you guys. The schedule is rough, and I know you guys aren't used to that rough schedule, and I'm definitely sorry about the delays. But at the end of the day, I have to stick with the decision. I hope you guys don't really think that I dislike any of you. I mean, I had a beef with Sayo, but that beef with Sayo was as a player. As a player, I'm going to have beef with everybody. I'm a loud, obnoxious piece of shit. I mean, that's just how it is. I don't like Barbaric. I don't like Sayo. I don't like any of these people. But as a TO and as a person and as a caster, I love you all. I mean, Barbaric will be the first person to tell you. As soon as I met who he was, or found out who he was, I shook his hand. I gave him a big old hug. I kissed Shing on the side of the face. I mean, and me and Shing always get at each other's throats, even when we're on the same team. But when we're in person or when I'm running a tournament, there's never any bad blood. And I really hope you guys believe that, because I mean, of anything I said ever, that's probably the most true. And I really like, despite my extremely obnoxious and abrasive demeanor, I'm really excited to meet everyone that wants to come up and talk, except for Alakite, who is boring.
I say personality.
Sorry, dude. That was rude. That was awful. I actually enjoyed it. I talked to Alakite. Not very much, actually. I didn't really have a lot of time. I spent my time talking to...
You were busy.
You didn't get to talk to anyone, really.
I didn't get to play anything, either. I had to, basically bribe the Elder Scrolls Online people to let me play before the show opened so I could even test the damn game.
Yeah.
And I got, 7 games of Injustice in. I think I walked to the end of the venue twice. Once with Lionheart, just to look at Transistor, because I was basically crying that I didn't get to play. I'm still kind of crying.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff there. And
also, mods, please don't delete people unless they're posting porn and shit. If it's just them trash talking me, let them do it. Everyone has an opinion; they're entitled to it. Oh yeah, Lion. Me and Lion had no idea what was going on Transistor. The screen was going like dark for a second, and then there was like strategy, and then you hit go, and then everything died, and we're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, there were some really interesting games there. Did you guys get to look at Wildstar at all?
No.
No. That was pretty cool.
I
I'm
think
looking
the
forward to playing that.
parts of the weekend though, me and Lion are in there Thursday night, and he's like, dude, I'll give you $20 if you go tear that tarp down. There's this giant million
yes.
tarp
Yeah.
over the Blizzard booth, and we're like, oh my god, dude, what is this? Is it the new MMO? You think it's gonna be Titan? Like, you think it's gonna be the MOBA? Next morning we get there like, dude, what is it? It's a card game.
Yeah, it's a fucking card game. Like, we were at the Twitch booth, so they had on the screens the like scrolling Twitch chat.
Yeah.
And we were watching them do the announcement live in the room. Like, it was packed. It was packed for hours before it even opened. So, like, they released what it is, and then it was just like a 5 minutes of scrolling expletives on Twitch.
People
it
were
was
just like,
so funny. They're
I
like,
think that they said that the top comment was like gay or something, and the entire after the like for the or an hour after the top comment was just gay.
yeah, it was bad. Like, people were
To be
angry.
fair, it's probably really good, and it was really cool, but I mean, when
They
you have a
already have a
100-foot
card game.
tarp,
Well,
like, what are you tarping?
They said
Well,
that
yeah.
they
they
originally
made
they
it seem
said
like
that
it was
it's
a big deal. They're like, "Oh, this is the next big thing coming out
Yeah.
from Blizzard."
Yeah, it was the next big intellectual property.
Yeah, there was like,
And
this is something
this is
brand
something
new. No one's ever seen
We've
before.
never done it before or anything like that.
It's a simpler version of our trading card game
Yeah.
on the internet.
It's like it's the
Also,
card
if
game
you
that you
guys
have in
haven't
real
played
life.
the WoW trading card game, it's really fun.
yeah, I play that. Yeah,
I made a rogue deck back in the day and had like poisons and shit. It was really fun.
Yeah.
But like, I was expecting their MOBA.
yeah.
And
I was
got
expecting something. And I was
virtual
like, what the hell
cardboard.
is this?
Cardboard
it was-
sucks as it is, let alone cardboard that isn't even real.
I know, right?
Yeah. They were like, "Oh my god, it's 3D!"
Yeah, they're like,
That was one of the big
woo! I'm like, dude,
comments.
Well, no,
I
then
had a
apparently
magic
there was,
game
like-
like this on my 386. Or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Apparently, people were also mad because they were like trying to cast it and trying to make it seem like it was some, fucking
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
thing going on, and so I think people were mad about that. They were trying to hype it up so much more than it actually was.
Yeah, they're like trying to cast this card game, and people are just like,
I mean, like, even when you have like these dedicated casters to games that are extremely established, like you have Yu-Gi-Oh! And you have Magic and Pokemon, you'll see these live streams come up and these casters know everything about the game and they can explain everything to randoms perfectly. You're still like, these casters deserve more money because I have just no interest in what's going on. And now I'm just at least looking at the screen like, oh, he's got energy on the board. All right.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean, caster? He's like, oh, here comes the Pikachu. And you're like, all right, let's go.
let's do it.
So much anger.
So, these are my curse glasses.
Yep.
Got it from
Oh,
the.
are those first ones?
Yep, that's the one
I
we got.
like the NVIDIA ones they gave us in line.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
those ones.
And the buttons.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, the giant NVIDIA buttons, yeah.
yeah, they're like, all right, we have 5,000 buttons here. Go find the guy who has just the same button as you.
Yeah, and Alakite has my exhibitor badge.
Yep.
Oh yeah, let me go. I should go find
Wait,
that. Let's see my bag.
Were we supposed to give those back? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember DM be like, you have to give these back. Yeah. Sorry
Oh,
about
what, the
that.
passes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alakai, do you still have your pass? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
I have a
'cause
whole bunch
I
of
was
crap.
I was leaving at 3, and Alakite was going to be there all day, so I just gave him my exhibitor badge, and I was like, just make sure you give it to Brandon at the end. And he's like, oh, I forgot.
Wait, you said to give it to Brandon?
No, I didn't. I'm lying. I'm just
Okay,
I'm just
I was
laying the
like-
blame off of myself.
I was like,
It's just
what
we,
the
we
fuck?
couldn't have you guys like handing them out to Randy's
Oh,
or like
yeah.
people like your friends or anything like that. The only
I don't
swap
have
that
any
was okay
friends.
was Kennedy giving it to Nub. Well, that was great. Or was it the other way around?
No, you
No,
got it
you
right.
got it right.
Kennedy had to leave early. Nub was there another day. How was it meeting everybody finally?
Oh my god, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
Like-
I had a
Thursday
ton of
night was
fun.
fun.
Oh, wait, okay, so Thursday night we were doing the
however
stream.
crazy you think Revel is on the show,
It's three times.
just wait till you meet him in person.
It's so
It's a
intense.
good.
It's
a
not
good
that
crazy,
bad. It's not
But
that
he's
bad.
crazy.
You wonder how I've hung out with him this long for 15
exactly.
years now.
I don't
He's
understand.
cool. I had a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he
was
is.
great fun. So Thursday night we were doing our show. It's just shooting the breeze in the lobby of the hotel. Got some like random people on the
Yeah,
show.
somebody tell us about financial advice.
Yeah, the guy like from the Fed telling us about financial advice and how he evaluates the markets, and then we had the curse guys and some of the root guys.
Yep.
Come in. Oh my God, Pon, like, so
He's a giant.
So Thursday night, Friday morning, Saturday morning, when people came in and found saw Pon, they just had this like shocked look on their face. They're like,
He's so
"Holy
big.
shit!"
Yeah, Ponpon's a bit bigger than on stream.
Yeah, I mean, his
so
camera
like
makes
on
him look
stream,
small.
on stream,
Huge.
he looks like dmbrandon.
Yeah.
And in real life, he's like 6'4",
yeah.
like 270 pounds. He's like, "Arr," and he's
Look
like,
how tall I
"Hi,"
am.
and you're like,
Actually, of all the people I met this weekend, Palm was definitely one of my favorites. He was really funny. We had a good time.
Yeah.
We played. We didn't. The game is called We Didn't Play Test This at All. It's a card game, and I think
Oh, yeah, I
Juice
saw
Santa
that.
and Nipslit brought it, and the two interns from Hi-Rez.
Yeah, those guys
And-
are cool.
Yeah, they were great, man. I had a great time with them too, and it was just like us, Katixia, Pon, and my friend Brandon, and we just played the hell out of that game, and it was like super late. I had to be up in like 3 hours, and I'm in like 30 minutes away from my hotel, and I'm just like, dude, I can't say the word "you" right now. It's so great. It's the greatest card game. But me and Pon hung out a lot. I hung out a lot with Zap. Sparks was just kind of missing in action the whole time. I didn't know where he was. But I think I think my favorite part about PAX was
"There's
probably
Juice
just hanging
Santa
out
right
with
here."
everyone at dinner. We went out to dinner Friday and Saturday with Hi-Rez. Yeah, there's Juice Santa and Sparks.
Oh yeah.
Missing in action.
Okay.
I'm fucking mad as hell. Look at that guy. He's like, I don't like this dance. I don't like this whole place.
All right, we have a caller here, so I am going to call them up.
Yeah, dude. Nah.
Also, Lion, don't be a girl, bro. Join the call. Talk about PAX.
Yeah. Lion, get on here. All right, we got a caller.
What the
Caller.
fuck is Coop doing? He's just like,
I don't know.
I'll be
I don't
back.
even know why.
I'll
we
be
why
do
does
that.
Coop even come on if he doesn't even do anything? He just
I know.
kind of
He's just like chilling.
walks around and plays games all night. And
All right, calm, bro. You're on. What is your question, comment, or?
Hey, how's it going? Well, I was gonna comment back when you guys were talking about portals. Wait, hold up. Why am I hearing?
All right, talk about portals, dude. Talk about
You're
what you
just
want.
going to hear yourself deal with it.
We can just-
Okay, all right. So, back when you guys were talking about portals, I was thinking that maybe they could be useful on tanks late game for mobility purposes for your carry.
But then
Ah, I
someone
can't
just
even
walks
talk
up to
for a
it and
second.
one-shots the portal.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about, like, for example, in situations where your carry's low on mana or on health, and suddenly you need to do a victory or fire giant fight or something like that. I mean, they can just go back, you play a portal down real quick, and it's like almost instant. Bam. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but you okay, you can either have a portal or you can have Girdle of Might. Which
Yeah.
one do you take for a fight?
Well, I guess the fact is that it does take up an ability slot, and that does lead at a little bit of a disadvantage.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, with
Look.
the Aegis nerf, and it's funny, I'm actually really pumped that they nerfed it because I had HiRez next to me, and then I think it was me and Lionheart casting game, and I just tap his leg. He's like, yeah. I'm like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something's got to be done. Like, Aegis has got to get nerfed. He's like, we're looking into it. So then immediately this patch, we see it go down to 1.5, and I think it's in a really good spot right now. It's just long enough to get the brunt of it, but it's not long enough for you to get lucky.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was just a little bit too long. 'Cause now you actually have to time things at least a little bit better. So, as for the portal, I think we need to play a little bit more with it. I want to see, honestly, the most I'm excited about, I want to see what the Wolves do with it. Because the Wolves are the campy people. The Wolves are we have 3 teams that are on top. BLG, usually it was considered top 4, but with that stomp from the Wolves, and I'm sorry, guys, like, whew,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Oh, we've had a
Granted,
I mean,
Scythe wasn't there, and Scythe is godlike. But
Yes.
right now, we're going to talk about the top 3. Of the top 3 teams, the Wolves are the most campy, and they're the ones that are going to sit back the most. And like you said, having the carry go back, I think if we put that in lane, it's going to make Young Bay even better. Because Young Bay's only downfall to his strategy right now is that eventually he has to go back to buy items.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
are
if
the
he
Wolves
takes
the old EU team?
Yes, they're
Yeah,
by
yeah.
Copenhagen
They're
Wolves. Now the
okay.
Copenhagen
And where
Wolves.
are you?
I've been out of the scene for a while, trust me.
Yeah, they are the Copenhagen Wolves now. They were picked up by them. They got a pretty sweet sponsorship deal, from what I understand.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So I want to see what they do with it with their next scrims. I think they have a show match either later this week or next week. So until then, I'm going to withhold, and we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be really interesting going forward, especially see how they change the item over time. Because if they make it non-destructible or kind of more difficult to destruct? Like you actually have to try
To destroy?
Yeah.
There you go. Not to destruct.
Oh, my bad.
Yep. Terrible
Jeez.
person. Terrible
God.
person.
And yeah, so. I
Oh, wait,
don't
we
know.
didn't
I
talk
think it'll be
about
interesting.
Bastet.
Oh no, we didn't.
Oh my
talk,
god.
Talk about Bastet.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yo, Bastet though.
The free beads.
Oh my god.
Bastet.
What?
Bastet
You can
pounce.
just jump
Now,
in for free now?
Bastet can now return pounce even when under crowd control, removing all
Oh
crowd
my
control
God.
effects on her at the time. Bastet now moves 25% faster while she is in her return pounce stance.
Do you guys
What?
really want to talk about it? That's what I'm wondering because it's
Like-
horrible.
Easy.
It's
Is that
It's
good or
so
bad? I
bad.
mean, is that going to bring her back into viability in the pro scene?
100%. I mean, the
Oh,
only
that's so
reason that we're
strong.
seeing Loki get in there so much is that he can stealth in and then ult out, or ult in and then stealth out. He always has a way to get out safely.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to stun him when he's like invulnerable or invincible, like he
Or invisible.
or invisible. Like he, he has everything.
One of those
But now that
ins.
Bastet has a freebie, she could jump in there, bleed some people out, chuck her little friends on the ground, and then just dip, and then just run back and start poking at them until their cooldowns come back up. Like that's ridiculous.
Jones Wrath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Lion, what do you think of that?
Jones Wrath.
Joden's Wrath.
Jones Wrath.
Oh my god.
Jones Wrath.
The only reason why
So
I
if
ever
you had
did
to build
Jones
an
Wrath
item,
was I
what would you build?
misclicked on Frozen Mallet. It's the only reason.
The item now has 5, 10, 15 physical penetration.
Oh
but
yeah.
The item mana on the item has been reduced from 100, 200, 300, 250, 100, and 150. So they they did have the mana on the item, but they gave it physical
Not to mention
penetration.
it has 40 physical power. That's really high.
Yeah.
And
So-
cooldown reduction. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's cooldown reduction. So in other words, they just made it
on
useful.
physical casters, please. If you're not doing that, you're not doing it right. Thank you.
Correct.
Physical
And
casters.
a lot of
say
people don't really
physical
realize,
casters?
and I mean these are the same people that are talking about how bad Bastet has always been. Bastet is not a bruiser. You cannot build her as bruiser. You cannot play her as bruiser. She is an assassin. You need to get into the fight. You gotta blow them cooldowns as fast as possible, and you need to get out of the fight. You cannot sit there.
fuck out.
So yes, Jotun's Wrath.
Like how you said it.
God.
It's good, dude. It's good. Build it on Loki. Build it on everybody.
Oh, Spray Iron's in there talking about the portals, I guess, and Young Bay's ability to sit in lane for the rest of his life.
Lion, you built Jotun's Wrath on Odin?
Keep going.
I haven't played Odin since it got introduced. I've actually only played 2 games since Jones Wrath was in. One was as Apollo and I fed. I didn't feed, but I didn't do well. And then the other was a ranked game today with Loki, and it was unbelievably good.
So you
I
went
think
even.
that you know what would be good on Odin actually, which I don't know if you guys talked about it or not since I tuned in late. Hydra's Lament actually would be good on Odin.
Oh yeah,
didn't
because
get
they
a buff.
buffed they buffed how much it does.
People, let's talk
Freaking
about this
final.
item. People often mistake that item for an item for like assassins. Like I know when people said it was being changed, everybody's like, "Oh, this is going to be really great for Loki." No. It's not a good item for assassins. So it's not a good item for burst damage. It's an item designed for bruisers to give them surprisingly more heavy hitting auto attacks after their abilities. You never you don't see these abilities built on like assassin. It's not for that. It's for somebody like a Hercules or an Odin who's going to come in, use an ability, and then immediately auto attack you afterwards. Is going to keep auto attacking you, use another ability, auto attack you again. They're the ones who are going to get the most benefit from it because it's an early game item, and so you need somebody who's going to get use out of it early game. And the only people who are really rushing in like that and getting those auto attack harasses are going to be bruisers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing like League when you build Sheen early. I mean, those kinds of characters. I mean, like Poppy, you're going to bring her in. She needs to stay in there and hit you harder because she needs to be. She's just not doing a lot of damage unless she has a lot of her W is going to proc a lot more with that. So in the same point, like he said, you build it on Herc. You keep Herc in there. You keep Odin in there. You don't want to keep Bastet in there. Bastet needs to leave very quickly, or she's a little cat. She's not even wearing clothes.
What about Freya? What about Freya?
Freya, you just build whatever fucking Pon builds and don't feed.
Yeah, no, I don't know that I would build that item on Freya. I actually don't. I might have overstepped even a little bit saying to build it on Odin because I don't know that he's spammy enough because you kind of use his jump and Gungnir's Might back to back, which is really only going to leave you with his attack speed buff to trigger it later. But I think
Is it
that
once
there's
per 5
definitely
seconds?
room for it on bruisers.
Once
What
per
was
2
that?
seconds. It's once per 2 seconds. So you could do like jump, auto attack 3, but at that point, I don't know. But I mean, getting it 2 or 3 times off in the initial rush is pretty good. It needs to be tested.
Yeah, Cooper, do you have any opinion?
I mean, I definitely
agree.
think it's worth it. Like, people should definitely give it a shot on Bruisers, without a doubt, and just see. I mean, if it's terrible, then it's terrible. But the stats, if you look at the stats on that item and you look at its counterpart in other games, it's actually pretty good for the cost.
Nice. Any other questions, Combro?
No, I think I'm good.
Well,
Thank
good.
you guys for your answers.
No problem. You can hang up on him now. You can hang up on that, Jack. Oh, he hung up himself. How nice.
Yeah.
How nice.
We
If
have
you would like
another
to call us
caller.
up and talk to us, by all means.
We have another caller
Oh, we do?
online who wanted to make some quick comments. Cooper, Lionheart, how was your weekend, man?
What?
How was your weekend? You were all like busy and crazy and running around, and you're like, ah!
We didn't get to talk to you a whole lot because you were busy
Hi.
casting and doing all that other stuff.
Oh, it was good, dude.
It's good.
It was
good. Hey,
Keymaker.
How does this work?
what?
You just
You
talk and
Talk
we
and say
listen.
things.
Who was
I
that?
mean, I didn't have anything specific to say. I'd only have it as you guys are talking, and then I had 2 cents to put in every once in a while.
That's all right. You could type that in chat then.
I mean, I could. I said that. I said you didn't need me.
Sent him away.
Oh.
Jeez, it's the only time I've ever
Welcome,
called someone.
Matt's
They're like,
getting
"Why'd you
brought
call me?
inside. Like,
What is this?"
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. See you
was
later.
like-
Just talk about the cosplay then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
talk
Oh,
about
that
your
was
cosplay.
We have
I
Catixia.
couldn't pee in it, and I could barely see. But other than that, it was cool.
You couldn't see?
I mean, the contacts weren't my right prescription, and so everything was like mostly blurry.
Mostly
Nice.
blurry, not all blurry.
Yes.
But mostly. It's good to this.
But other than that, it was really fun. Like, I wanted to do it all 3 days, and then after the first day, I was like, I have to do repairs on this. I really don't want to do them. And I was like, maybe I'll do them for Sunday. And then I was like, fuck that. I really like being, like, after Saturday, being able to walk around and, like, do things. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But I want to cosplay again, but I want to do something where I am able to use the bathroom whenever I want.
That's
And maybe where I can see things.
That is very important. Yes.
I can give you guys an awesome picture of my cosplay. Crap, where'd it go?
Here, just look
Oh my
it through
goodness.
the
probably on your
chat.
computer.
I gotta find that really awesome one with the really great face. I'm really
Yes.
attractive in it.
Pull up all the Bio Gaming stuff.
It's
Rayon
pretty
is
much the
doing-
most attractive picture of me in the entire world.
Nice.
I just posted
It's
it in
actually going
chat.
to be a picture of chicken parmesan.
That would be hilarious.
I don't even.
There's Catixia's Freya costume.
I guess that second one is alright, but it's tiny.
Oh, Patty Pocket does not look amused.
It's like whatever.
It's like, I don't even know what this is.
That is very true.
Yeah. But other than that, it was
know where I
fun. I also, if I ever were to try to cosplay as Frey again, I wouldn't do a bodysuit. It was really awkward. And there's a hole in my butt. Not that I put there on purpose. There's just, it had a tear in the costume.
Wow. Convenient though.
Not really.
Wow. Not convenient.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was fun. Actually, the funny thing is about like using the restroom is that Kiki was telling me how they accidentally sent her one that was crotchless, and I was like, that's so weird. Like, that's not right. And then now that I think about it, I wish it was crotchless.
So, yeah.
Awkward now.
Where do we go with that now? I guess we go to Lionheart. Take it away.
Well, thank you for your call, Catixia.
Hey, you called me, all right?
Oh, okay. Thank
Have a good
you.
one.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lionheart wasn't paying attention.
No, I wasn't. What happened?
That's why you should take it away.
Yeah.
So, what tournaments do we have coming up this weekend? The regular
Well, we
I don't know what I
have
was looking
the
for.
usual
Curse,
Myravenge,
Myravenge,
Curse, BLG,
BLG.
and then we have, what is it? It's like SSL or something like that, Super Smite League, and they're doing like, I'm trying to think of what it is. It's on Reddit.
Oh
I
yeah,
can
the
probably go
Super
find
Smite
it.
League, the thing.
Yeah, but they're doing like they're doing like 2 tournaments. One's meant to be an amateur, one's meant to be a pro tournament. But you have to put money in the higher
yeah.
up one. and
I heard
it's like
about that.
70% return value to the top like 3 players or to the top 3 teams.
Top 3 players.
Yeah. How many of the North American people can participate in that? Because isn't that considered gambling?
No.
No? Lionheart,
It's not
the
gambling
lawyer?
because they are not games of chance.
Okay.
This was
not a game of
crushed
chance.
a few years ago when Smash really first kicked off in like 2005, 2004, around that neighborhood. When people were worried about running it in venues, everyone got lawyers and figured out that because it's a complete game of skill, even if there's things like crit chance, it doesn't control enough of the metagame to ensure that this is a game of luck. So, so it's not gambling.
Nope.
Okay.
Anyone under the age of 18 sometimes, though, will need parental consent.
But I mean, the bigger thing is how many teams want to go put in that money
Probably
to
4.
go play the game. Yeah. So I don't know how good of a turnout they're going to have for that, really.
Yeah. What do you want to see Brandon and Lionheart as tournaments coming up? I mean, do you think we're in a good spot right now with the Saturday, Sunday tournaments and like our casual tournament that kind of fills in the rest of the scene?
I think the Curse tournament is like the most important. At this point, it's pretty much just running itself. I mean, the teams show up, they play their games, and they go out. Mm-hmm. Everything is seeded already because of points. I mean, so long as they don't seed it incorrectly, everything should be pretty standard. So a lot of teams show up each week for the tournament because they're giving the money out. Yeah. So at this point, it's just up to Blake. Just make sure everything's good, get that money going, and that's where we're going to see our meta changes. So if we're going to see anything with portals, it's going to be Saturday.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some stuff with portals because they're really cool.
Yeah,
they have a lot of
with
options.
Portals. Fun with portals. Lionheart, what do you think of the portals?
I haven't been able to evaluate them enough yet to be able to comment on it. I haven't seen it in use enough. I think that it's something that's only really going to be used correctly by, coordinated teams, and so I haven't really. I mean, again, I've only played 2 games since the patch has been live. I've watched a lot of games, but I don't know that I've seen it used in a way that really impresses me yet.
So, spoken like a true lawyer. I have not evaluated it yet. Good man. So how was it having the whole weekend not to do any lawyering things when you're at PAX? To just, have fun and...
It was a wonderful feeling. I wish life was like that all the time, but unfortunately that's not how the real world works.
No, it's not.
I keep trying to make it that way, though. I keep trying to tell myself, if I just believe...
Just believe.
I believe I can fly. Cooper, how was your weekend? Did you enjoy watching PAX? That ass! How dare he? Why do I even ask him questions?
Can we just hang up on him? I mean,
why is this guy even here?
Yeah, seriously.
Jeez.
No. Hey, Cooper. Bam! Screw you too.
Yeah.
This guy.
And now he gets back. So now are we allowed to talk to you before you run away again?
What was that?
I said, how was your weekend watching it from home? PAX.
Oh, I mean, it was. It definitely got a lot of praise, which obviously kudos to Diem for. I already went into the big spiel, but very well run, and the casting was great. The amount of people that tuned in that weren't Smite players was incredible. It was really a lot of people that had never heard of the game came and said, "What is this?" And immediately when someone said Smite, the next sentence was, "It looks pretty cool."
Yeah.
Hey, Coop,
Nice.
if I can interrupt you for 1 sec.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a point I meant to make before and I didn't. Now, some people actually brought up the point saying, like, even if you went over schedule or even if you didn't start precisely at 4, you should have let SK play anyway. It could have only taken 10 minutes. And you're right. A lot of you are right. It could have only taken 10 minutes. Or it could have taken an hour. And if we were that far behind, it'd be very hard to get things going on the Twitch channel. Now, Cooper brought up a very interesting point, and that's something that a lot of people aren't considering. When we were on the Twitch channel, we peaked out at like over 20K. We have probably like 5,000 to 6,000 people who watch Smite on a weekly basis. If we're over 20,000, that's going to grow our community exponentially. I mean, think about word of mouth. If you get 10,000 people who only play League who see this game and go, "Holy shit!" and then half of them like it, that's 5,000 new players on top of the fact that they're each going to tell all of their friends. this was a publicity event. They paid a lot of money to ensure that we could show Smite as much as possible. And while I wanted all the teams to play and I wanted everyone to have their shot in the spotlight, the goal here is to get every single player on the planet playing this goddamn game, because that's what we all do. We love Smite. That's why we do this. Smite is the first competitive game I've played probably since Halo 2 that I've been completely enamored with. I mean, I have more games in this in 4. I think I put more games in this in 4 months than I put in 4 years of League or 3 years of League, and I played League from beta.
Yep.
So I mean, my number one goal was to ensure that this game got out to everyone, and from that standpoint, this was a brilliant success, and that's largely due to the work that HiRez has put in.
Oh yeah, they're the ones that make the game. The community just helps broaden it. But
hey, we help make the game.
Oh yeah, we help make the game. Like talking to HiRez on Saturday, we were just sitting there having a chit-chatty conversation. I was asking, so how many people like play the game on an average day, or something of that? And he was like, somewhere between 40 to 60,000 people play it a day. And he said there's a lot more a week because a lot of people don't play it every day. So that's very encouraging right there. And he says also we're getting organic growth. Like, it's not just every time we run ads and stuff we get some more people. It's we're constantly getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And that's people telling their friends to come play, people saying, hey, I really like this game, I need to go post it somewhere about it. And that's where games really have major successes, when they have organic growth, which is just awesome because you don't spend any money on that, and that helps them spend more money on development.
Probably the most shocking thing I saw, and it was actually today, was I saw 4 different threads on the front page League of Legends forums about Smite. A, they weren't closed, and B, anybody who said that game is horrible was getting downvoted to shit. And that's what's awesome. I mean, when you can post on the top MOBA games boards and people are downvoting you, it's a horrible game, that's success.
That's always something that really irked me, was like, oh, don't play this game, it's shit, or don't play this game, I don't like it. I don't like League of Legends. It's campy, it's boring, it requires way too much meta management and not enough actual 1v1 or 5v5 skill. I'm granted there are incredible players, and if I try to play 2400 or 2600, I'm going to get raffle stomped by these people. I have a couple friends who are like top 10 in the ladder ending season 2. One, a real life friend of mine, I've played with him, and he's so much infinitely better than I am. But to that point, I think Smite takes a lot more personal skill, which is why I like it. It's a lot more aggressive. But at the same time, I still recognize that League is a brilliant game. It's done something for the video game community that I don't think any other game since maybe Halo 2 or Halo 1 or Final Fantasy 7 or Zelda has ever been able to do. But at the same time, you'll never see me saying, don't play League, it's bad, don't play Dota, it's bad, don't play Han, it's bad. You should be playing everything, because you get better at games by playing everything. And if someone ever tells you like you shouldn't be playing this, they should have a damn good reason. Like, don't play The Walking Dead Survival Instinct because it's a piece of shit. Like, that's a really good reason. But as for like the community when it comes to MOBAs, I think a lot of players are so enamored by MOBAs because it's just World of Warcraft Arena, or like the feeling you get from WoW Arena, but without having to grind all that gear out. Yeah. So all those super ragers that come from competitive WoW are like trickling over here and just telling people what to do all the time. Ignore what other people say. If you don't want to play Smite, don't play it. If you don't want to play League, don't play it. Play what you do, have fun, and try to be more positive about things.
Yeah.
This coming from Brandon.
I know, Brandon. When Brandon tells you you need to be more positive, you really
the man who says his
positive.
day is average on any day.
What happens in all of your lives that everything is so great all the time?
Do you really want to know?
Go ahead. What happened today, buddy?
Today was actually a really interesting day. So I woke up and my glasses were broken.
I don't want to hear it.
And then my car wouldn't start, and so I got to work really late. So that was nice. And
the best part about doing these shows is while they talk, I can go on Reddit.
I know, right?
I'm looking for these Reddit posts on.
Dude, you could do what Cooper does and just play and just ignore us all. See?
Cooper, find one of these Reddit posts that you speak of. I want to see it on the League of Legends talking about Smite.
Probably all gone now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lion's in game too. Fucking pig.
You said Reddit posts?
Yeah.
No, they were League forum posts, but to be honest, it's been about 12 hours, and the League forums get spammed, so those are probably way down.
Okay.
Oh, Bart's in the channel now. Oh, he can't come in because he's still getting DDoSed, huh?
What? Why is he being DDoSed? Wasn't
Okay.
there a really cool thread about not being DDoSed?
You know,
There was
the
a
problem
link
is
in the team captain's chat.
there's two ways to not get DDoS. There's first a program, which HiRez has actually purchased for themselves and a few of us who are doing the casting. But the problem with it is that if you use it, your connection gets trounced. Like Drybear went from like a castable, streamable upload-download to DFATs, which was like below 1.0 upload, which is not usable.
No,
I mean,
it's
this is not 1999 anymore. We're not all trying to get on Dreamcast and play Choo Choo Rocket. So you need to have an actual internet connection to even use it. The other ways is to like consistently change your IP, but if someone can just call you on Skype, if you're on and you're invisible, like you're done.
Well, I mean, you could always like go through phones or neighbor's Wi-Fi or, all sorts of other options. Turn off
neighbor's
ping
dust.
on your router, or modem.
I don't even know what that means.
Turn off ping? You mean turn off ping response?
Yeah, turn off ping response.
Where it pings you and you're just like, whatever.
Yeah. That doesn't always work out terribly well, but, it worked fine for streaming.
True.
Yeah. That's one of the awful things I don't like right now is that there isn't any real way to stop that shit from happening.
Yeah. I mean, they just got to clog your pipe and then you're done.
Yeah.
I should have chose better wording.
Speaking of choosing better wording, there was one point during the weekend where Lionheart and I were casting, and we kept talking about how good Pon Pon was, and we were just so blown away by this guy, and we kept saying the phrase "Pon Pon's boulders," and we just kept saying it, and it never even occurred to us. And then one time, Lionheart said it really loud. I'm like, we should probably stop saying Pon Pon's boulders. He's like, Pon Pon's excavate. Oh man, but like, there was just so many little instances throughout the weekend. Just Pon Pon's boulders. You just keep saying it, and it sounds so fine. And then you stop for a second, like, I can't say Pon Pon's boulders out loud. They're gonna kick me off the stream.
Check that Skype Revel. Look at this. Whoa, wow, look at this. Okay, yeah, no. Why am I looking at this?
I don't know. Maybe it's yours,
I'm not interested in these messages except for one of them. Now you know who you are. Actually, you probably don't. But
well, I don't know. Does that about wrap up our show? We've been going for almost an hour now.
Yeah. We have one other person that called us earlier. Come on, guys, you got to call us in. Smite Talk right here. Skype. You can even do awful things to us, as apparently happens to other people. But so we have a real quick question from this guy who called us in earlier.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What's your question, sir?
I was gonna say, with DDoSing, as far as DDoSing goes, most people have dynamic routers, right? So if you turned off, or dynamic IPs, my bad. So as soon as you get DDoSed, what you should do for most people would probably be to turn off your modem, and then just simply right after you turn off your modem, turn it back on. Never use that Skype account ever again. Just make a new Skype account, because as soon as you use it, they're just going to DDoS you over again. It's not going to stop. So that is the best way to prevent DDoS. I mean, there you go.
Or you could have a smartphone and use Skype on your smartphone connected over 4G.
Tell people how not to get DDoSed. That's all I got calling about. So.
No.
I mean,
what happens when the scumbag DDoSing you is the person you add to Skype?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, then you gotta pick your friends better. I don't know what to say to that. I mean.
Speaking of which, there was someone photoshopped a picture over the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
this is hilarious. The scummiest thing I've ever seen. Someone photoshopped a picture of Matty Pocket saying, DDoS spray on now, or something very similar. So I went up to Matty Pocket and I said, listen, there is no part of me that believes that you did this. Just let me see your phone. He's like, what do you want to see my phone for? I'm like, you know about the picture, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, just let me look at your text messages. He's like, sure. He just handed his phone over to me and like showed me a bunch of inappropriate text messages. And he showed. So if any of you honestly believe that he didn't, we immediately checked that. We have footage of Matty always playing. Like he wasn't on his phone. Like he wasn't doing anything weird. So please don't ever consider that Matty did anything like that. Like he is legit. He's a legit guy. He gets a little mad, but my man is good. And Root would never want to win that way. I know that for a fact
No,
because
it feels
Jerb,
yeah.
Jerb and Shing do not care about the money. Lassus does not care about the money. They just want to win, and they feel cheated when they win with DDoSes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a real thing.
Yeah. Oh, we have another question, which is where do you guys think Smite will be in August, the 100,000 tournament, as in concurrent players, game changes, etc.?
World famous!
Yes.
Fuck yeah!
I like that.
League won't even compare.
Yeah.
I had a funny smart-ass answer, but I can't beat that.
What was yours?
No, it's not. I'm not going to do it now. World famous was too loud and too good. I got nothing.
Yeah.
He was probably going to go E-famous or something like that.
E-Peens dragging across the floor. I don't know what.
I don't know.
Honestly, though, I think we're in a really good spot, and I think we're doing well. And it's the number one reason is definitely Hi-Rez. I mean, like I've said this a couple times in the past month. And in the beginning, they didn't really give a shit about what we said. They thought we were talking out of our asses. But like HiRez and Bart and Todd and Nabil and all these people at the studio really give a shit what the community thinks. They read the Reddits. They go through the forums. Every time a pro player says, like, listen, I think this is a little rough, like they take a look at it. They examine it always. And that's so awesome. They're throwing, I mean, they had 3 weeks to plan this tournament for PAX, and they're like, here's $10,000. That seems like a good amount of money to get people to play for real. Like, out of nowhere, just like, yeah, $10,000. We don't give a shit. And we're going to throw $100,000 tournament. There might be another $10,000. This is that, and this and that. And they're just throwing money everywhere, and they're getting people interested. And this is what Riot did.
Yep.
And if you should mirror any company in the world in anything, it should probably be Riot.
Yeah, looking at how they're, giant.
All
Very
right,
true.
we have another caller on the line as soon as they hit that green
Is it me from the future?
green
If it is me
answer
from the
button.
future, don't answer it.
What?
I don't know.
Is it Jerby? That would be hilarious, but no, I don't think it is.
Surely it's not me from the future.
It's you from the future saying, "Oh my God, it was the Bacasera! Oh, make it stop! The world's burning!"
The Feaster Bunny ruined my life.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate that skin so much.
Does it creep
It
you
makes
out?
me really uncomfortable.
So if you go up against Brandon, just make sure to get the Feaster Bunny skin, and you will just intimidate him
I'll
by
sit in the
being
base.
around.
Like, I don't want anything to do with that thing, man. It creeps me out.
Yeah.
Lion, what do you think of the Feaster
it's
Bunny
pretty
skin?
bad.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
He,
All right,
that's
guy who
Lionheart's
called me,
voice
call
when
me
he starts
back.
getting bodied. I know he's in game right now.
I am, dude. I'm playing this ARAM like you wouldn't believe.
Nice. When are we gonna get that ARAM map?
Wait, you're A-ramming?
Yeah, Doom Princess with Doom Princess.
The
Yeah.
fuck? Make sure you invite.
Every weekday, 9 o'clock on the dot.
What, really?
My time.
Do you have like just this thing that you do?
Well, that's when she starts her stream, and she always starts with ARAM. So I'm like, yeah.
ARAMs are fun. I do
And then she
enjoy them.
carries me.
Welcome to the Hurt Zone with all mid.
Yeah.
So wait, wasn't someone calling in?
Yeah, they were, but now they're not answering. I mean, they can call me back.
Who was it?
Bright.
Get in here, buddy.
Come on, man. Come on, Bright. You got this. If anyone else wants to call in, you're
Let's
good.
see.
Or we're gonna end the show. I mean,
Oh yeah, what
You
about
got
though?
this.
What Bart was saying yesterday on stream about what was it? Poseidon didn't have a good win-loss ratio, and what was it? Jablonke had a really good win-loss ratio on like statistics-wise.
uh-huh.
I don't know. What do you think of how that their
Well,
strength?
Poseidon's a lot. If you compare a fairly new god to one that really isn't, I think that's an unfair comparison. First off,
Yeah.
and
Jablonke's
that
a lot more
new.
statistics.
There's 2 new gods since him.
Yeah, but still.
yeah, but I mean, Jablonke's been out a while. So, I mean, there is that. And there's also that people are still... You can think of people having a purchase lag. Not having enough to get the
Yeah.
god right when he comes out. And then they're just starting to play him, and they're figuring out that he is or isn't very good. But Poseidon is really squishy, so I think that might also have something to do with it. I will say, I think he feels like he's almost good enough to go along with the other magic carries, but... I mean,
What
I
about
think he needs a
X-Ball?
little bit.
yeah,
He needs a little bit more damage.
yeah, he does.
Jablonke,
He does.
I mean, that that ult, like people might find him to be a little underwhelming in normals, but when you use him as a team and you use that ult properly, like you should be, like Zatman uses it, he's unbelievable.
Wicked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it blinds and stuns.
Yep. You're standing still whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially on that blind, because that means your team can basically have a free initiate during that entire ultimate.
Yep.
Because they can't see you.
Yeah, and that blind is actually very annoying, especially if you're in a team battle, because people are popping in and out of that blinded area.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, suddenly there's a bad guy. And suddenly Jablanc in my face.
Yeah, and then there's like the big, like large, like Ra or Ao Kuang ultimates that just happen to be coming in.
Yep.
You know, that you can't see or tell that's going on. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's a really strong ult.
Yeah, and then we'll all complain that he's overpowered after they give him a little bit of a buff.
Who?
The community.
Shablanc?
No. Poseidon.
Poseidon, I mean, with his meter and with how that works, he's going to be really hard to buff.
What do you guys think of this meter trend with the attack speed?
Oh,
meter?
yeah, everyone has a freaking meter now.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. It gives it a little more depth to each character. I would like a way to be able to track it, though. Like, I would like to know if Apollo is getting close to shooting my face off.
Ah.
No.
Well, he has his hands out, but that's after he hits it.
Yeah, it's after he hits it. I want to know, like, as he builds up. Like Cupid, you see the heart. It might be a little late, but, I mean, it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back now.
Maybe you
The
should have
game
a little
is-
thing over his head that's like, doot, 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 doot. You know, it's the same meter that's on his screen. It's just over his head.
I don't know, that'd be pretty distracting. Maybe if he gets like musical notes around him when he's gaining it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something like that.
Swirly time. Swirly time. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps up our show for today.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Is there anything else you guys wanted to go over? Any
anything
pressing
we missed?
things? Any awesomeness that we somehow managed to miss in our show?
Not pressing. I'm just every time I look at what is it, Smite repository, and you look at the top 100 players and they're ranked, they always seem to, or Loki always has like a 40 wins versus like 20 losses. It seems. So Loki
Loki's
OP.
pretty strong.
Yeah.
Loki's pretty strong
He is.
because he's not.
Yeah,
super
he's
squishy.
weak. We should leave him where he is forever.
Yeah,
I definitely didn't contribute to that repository today.
that was a different repository.
Yes.
Uh,
All right. Well, I
Balance
guess.
changes. IGL show new shows on Wednesdays.
How did the IGL go thing? Wait. How did the IGL thing go?
IGL go thing.
See what I have to work with
Curse
this guy?
1-2-0.
Yeah, Curse 1-2-0.
Yep.
The games
figured.
themselves were pretty solid. Saw a couple new things come out between the strategies and everything. I can't pinpoint. I know it was new. The VODs are there. But Curse played again really solid. Root in the second game came out really, really strong. They were actually, I think, 7-0 within maybe 7 minutes within the second game.
Wow.
And then Curse came back pretty strong.
Wow.
Wow.
And ended up winning. But as far as the casting went, we had some technical difficulties. So
Indrid and Bart were
kinda-
having trouble staying connected.
yeah, apparently the spectator mode on Smite, Bart was saying, is taking a pretty heavy load at the moment. So it was making all the characters moonwalk out of the map. So I don't know. Maybe that's something they'll fix soon. But
Yeah, there's definitely something up with it because I went to spectate one game today and it took me twice as long to load into the match as it normally does. I didn't get the issues you guys were getting, but I mean that's in and of itself indicates that there's maybe a problem.
Yeah.
So is Anato Lee their starter? Or however you say it?
Anatoly?
Anatoly. Is he their?
Anato Lee?
Yeah, is he
What?
their starter now?
They
or?
don't have a starting 5 and bench 5. They use their 5 members they think are going to be best in each situation. Matty Pocket's a little more aggressive. He warps a little bit less and uses money for damage straight up, and he tries to make more plays. They try to do a little more of Matty Pocket when they want Allied and Matty to go in together. Anatoly is more for the campy teams. Like Anatoly usually does a little bit better against like BLG, the Wolves, things like that. Matty's more for like Curse, Reason Gaming, things like that.
now Anatoly
Okay.
played that game because apparently a minute before the match even started, Matty was getting DDoSed already. So Anatoly had to come in onto a Smurf. So
Smurfy,
Tisk,
Smurfy.
tisk. It's a shame. It's a shame. Well,
It's
hopefully
just
that'll
sad.
eventually be moot.
So, yeah. Damn fucking DDoSers. So,
Yep.
we have another show. 2 other shows. in
Yeah,
fact.
I run 2 other shows. I run Deicide at on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock.
Tell us about Deicide.
It's a all-pro Smite show. It's me, Bart, Allied, Spoo, Sturmies, and Zapman. Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty
I
cool. You
got
guys should watch it. I mean, they go
Yeah.
over some really neat stuff.
Like this week we had Scytheman on instead of Sturmies because Sturmies is normally at school that time, so we might have to move the time of the show.
Eh.
And then at 6 o'clock that day we have the community show with Bart or Duke. Excuse me, not Bart. Duke, and we go over like all the neat stuff like skins and images or who's making neat YouTube videos and whatnot, just contributors to the community. And so it's quite nice, and we get to chit chat with them and kind of find out what HiRez might be working on and what they think is next down the pipe. Sometimes, like we got to see the Hell new skin. That
Another skin for Hell?
No, it's that one that has the. God, you don't remember anything. No, it's not another new one. It's the same new skin.
Oh, okay.
That could be the skin. It could be a rework, but they haven't decided either way whether they're going to just skin it or rework it. So that's about it for that. And
yeah,
that's
so
about it for
more
me.
shows. Tournaments this weekend. Check them out.
Got Curse My Revenge by BLG Casual number 8. Ooh, we're already up to number 8. And
I know.
Taking
I'm
your
so
advice,
excited.
Brandon, we ran the losers bracket last week, and it took very long, so we're not doing it again this week.
People think I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you have no clue. You have no clue. I did give you props even during the stream when I had to emergencyly cast it because Drybear was getting DDoSed himself, so I was like, I can do it. And it was terrible. it was bad. I am good at joking and not at knowledge, so that's what it became. Or that's what I was. I will give you the play-by-play as it happens. I don't know the spells, so I might use sounds to explain things.
He's a really funny caster.
And it was good. It was good. I still got the point across. It just wasn't as informative as, say, Lionheart or Brandon explaining, like, oh, this is why they did all of this. It's like, no, he really hit that wall with his little spear thingy, so it's really going to get dull the next time he tries to use it. I think it should actually take away damage when he tries to use it the next time because he's so bad shot that he's just going to hit the wall.
He gets a new spear.
He gets a new little, like, hook. It was for Sobek. He's like, oh, great pluck on the wall. Good job. Keep it up. Fun stuff like that. And Freya with her whoop and all that good stuff. So, all right, well, we will let you guys go.
Really, Hugh goes whoop.
Who would have a shout out? Anyone have a shout out?
Definitely. I want to shout out all 9 players that came out to PAX. 6 from Root, 3 from Curse.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What an unbelievable show everyone put on. I mean, everyone maintained their composure. Not a single person was bad-mannered in any way. They were all like hugging and being friends. And even though there was a serious amount of money they were competing for, like they just had an amazing time with hanging out with each other. And I absolutely love that. Shout outs to the rest of the community came out. I mean, we had the girls there, Doom Princess, Catixia, Hello Kitty Link. Hello Kitty?
Hello Kelly.
Yeah. No, it's Kitty.
Kelly.
Hello
She gets
Kitty?
mad
I thought it
when
was
we
Hello
call her
Kitty.
Kelly.
No, she gets mad when we call her Kelly. It's Kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
and
thinking Kelly.
And then, of course, everyone from HiRez was amazing. I mean, then, Diem Machine, of course, Rebel, Alakite, Nub, like everyone who came through, Kennedy. It made the event so much more fun having all these people there. So shout outs to everyone who came to PAX.
I agree.
I guess I'll expand on that. Shout outs to the players who...
And Zombie. Sorry, I forgot.
Shout outs to players who had to play on, different equipment than they were used to. They weren't able to bring their own stuff out. They had to use the Alienware, what do you call it?
Keyboards and mice.
Keyboard, wow. And the SteelSeries mice. So, shout out to them for getting used to that and sitting in those weird positions where the monitor was like, you'd like ache your neck a whole bunch up. So, great job to them for being able to adapt to that and get all that settled.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. That was one of the actual first instances of our problems was we were trying to get people with their setups to be proper, and so they were having to spend like 20 minutes, 30 minutes trying to get the settings to like stick.
Yeah.
So that was, of course, fun time.
Yeah.
Lionheart, do you have anything to say to any of the people?
Shout outs to everybody. You're all awesome. Tune in this weekend for more competitive Smite
You're the worst.
action. And
Jeez.
if you'd like
The
to find
worst.
DM Brandon on Twitter, it's at Juice DM. You can find him on Twitter. And,
Why are you plugging me? What are you doing?
he's available for any administrative needs you might have. His rate is $60 an hour. Please pay in
Isn't
cash
that
only.
bad?
And he likes to dress up.
Yes, he
Ooh.
does. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
he is a very stylish.
You
man.
guys should have
Very
seen
stylish.
how angry he was
Oh
when
my
they made
God.
him wear a T-shirt over his like.
So the Bill walks up
Spiffy
to you and
suit.
says, "Here, put this on," and you said,
I don't remember. I think I blacked
"You
out.
said fuck you." Look what I'm wearing. And he says, "I don't give a shit. Put it on," and you're like, "God damn it, fine."
No, honestly, just I mean, I don't know who all is here and who's not, but just it was real cool to meet everybody who showed up at PAX.
Yeah, it
and
was
I had
great.
a blast.
Oh wait, I didn't.
Thanks for
plug
everybody who came
Lionheart,
out.
did I? Is that why you did that? I didn't mention you.
Huh?
I
I
don't
make
make
your
lists,
list.
and
I
I
know
don't
how
put
it
you on them.
works. I
I'm
know how this
sorry.
And shout outs to everybody who tuned in when we were at PAX, especially the people who put up with our technical difficulties because we had
Yeah.
quite a
Yeah.
few. And there's some people out there who are saying that this tournament, it wasn't well run or this or that because of these issues. None of that had to do with how it was being run. Diem did an excellent job, and I think that the tournament was a complete success. Nothing's going to go with that technical difficulties, especially when a large amount of the technology that we were going to use to broadcast didn't get delivered on time, and so we couldn't even use it. And we were accommodated very nicely by Alienware and Twitch and Turtle Beach to go ahead and make up for that stuff that we couldn't hook up in time. So, for all the difficulties that we came into contact with, I think it ran really well. And anybody who's saying otherwise is just clearly not familiar with how tournaments are run.
Yeah, pretty much. Cooper, do you have anything to say?
I wasn't there, but from the viewer standpoint, it was obviously very well ran. I mean, kudos to Brandon. He ran something in 3 weeks on such short notice. That was a huge
Hey,
success.
don't
Lionheart.
give me that. You ran tournaments over a few weeks, right? What was that called? I'm sorry. That was horrible. But I think everyone WOGL or WOGL.com. Check it out.
I think Alec.
It's actually .org.
It's not,
Yeah,
or you
it's
couldn't even get
.org.
.com. Well, come on.
Yeah,
Cooper.
that will forever haunt me.
Yes, it will.
Also, while people are telling me how great I am, I really do want to point out that Cooper was a very good TO or tournament organizer when he ran for Woggle. That was not his decision. And while it's fun to associate him with that, Cooper is actually a very, very stand-up guy. So shout outs to him.
All right, well, I appreciate that. But,
It gets
once-
posted in the chat. All day. It's always getting posted.
I'm waiting for the Reddit thread. That's what I'm waiting for. But from the media standpoint, once the technical difficulties got away, watching it, I thought the media team was flawless with its production value. It was really high quality.
Yeah, they
Everything
did a
was
really
great.
good job.
All the interviews. Obviously, CSN Rachel, she did a great job with the interviews. Lionheart, you're the person. I mean, from what Brandon was saying, everybody got equal time casting, but you were the one I saw the most on there, and you probably strained your voice really, really hard, and that had to be a heavy load for you. So great job on that, and looking forward to see you all at the next event. Hopefully, I'll be there.
Yeah. Anybody have any clue what the next event might be?
Yes.
But you're not allowed to say.
He knows more than me.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you after, Coop.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll be able to say it soon. So
Hopefully, we'll
thanks.
be able to say it sooner than 2 days in advance. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We'll post the schedule at least a day before.
Yeah.
Not the night or the morning of.
yeah,
So
We
shout
got
outs to you,
this.
Brandon. He's like, what do I do with this shit? You guys are terrible. All right, thank you guys for joining us. We will see you guys next week, Thursday. Also tune in Wednesday.
Yep.
That
Tune
is,
in Wednesday nights, Thursday nights. We're awesome. Check us out, bogaming.com. Oh yes.
And have a good day.
Yeah.